Dear students, now we shall discuss Consumer Protection Act 1986. Consumers are deceived by traders in many ways in the matter of price, in the matter of quality, in the matter of quantity. They are deceived by the suppliers or sellers or manufacturers. To protect the consumers from such deceives, this act is introduced. The act applies to all goods and services throughout India. Consumers means the person who has purchased goods by paying the price will be treated as a consumer, and consumers needs protection against the untrade practices and also by the sale of hazardous goods. Let us discuss the objectives of Consumer Protection Act 1986. ಗ್ರಾಹಕರ ರಕ್ಷಣಾ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ 1986. ಇದು 1986ರಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಗ್ರಾಹಕರು ಅನೇಕ ರೀತಿ ಮೋಸ ಹೊಂದುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮೋಸ ಹೋಗದೆ ಇರುವ ಹಾಗೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮೋಸಗಳಿಂದ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯನ್ನು ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಕು ಮತ್ತು ಸೇವೆಗಳು, ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಕು ಮತ್ತು ಸೇವೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಅನ್ವಯಿಸ್ತೈತಿ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇದರ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳು ಏನನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನೋಡೋಣಂತೆ. Objectives of the Act. The first and foremost important object, as it is involved in the title, that is consumer protection. So better protection of consumer is the prime motto or prime objective of the Consumer Protection Act. The Act seeks to provide for better protection by establishing consumer councils and other authorities for settlement of consumer disputes and for matters connected therewith. In order to settle it aims at protecting the consumer's interest. So now the question is how it protects the consumer interest. So for that it establishes consumer councils and other authorities to settle the consumer disputes. The second ಅಂದರೆ ಮೊದಲೇ ಒಂದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರ ಹಿತವನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅನೇಕ ಅಥಾರಿಟೀಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು, ಪ್ರಾಧಿಕಾರಗಳನ್ನು ಇದು ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಇದು ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡಿ, ಮಂಡಳಿಗಳನ್ನು ನೇಮಕ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆ ಮೂಲಕ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರಿಗೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಯನ್ನು ಒದಗಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಈ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರ ರಕ್ಷಣಾ ಕಾಯ್ದೆ 1986 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಎರಡನೇದು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್. ದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಸೀಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್. where consumers are having various rights, and the law aims at to protect those rights. Let us see what are the important rights of the consumers which are protected by the Consumer Protection Act. The first one is that of the right to be protected against marketing of goods and services which are hazardous or harmful to life and the property. So consumer is having right to be protected against the marketing of goods and services which are harmful to the customer or harmful to the life and also to the property. The second right of the consumer which is protected by the Consumer Protection Act is the right to be informed about the quality, quantity purity, standard and price of the goods or services. So every consumer has a right to be informed. He has right to get information about the quality, quantity, price, standard, etc. So that right also to be protected by the Consumer Protection Act. And the third right of the consumer protected by the Consumer Protection Act is the right to seek redressal against the unfair trade practices or restrictive trade practices of exploiting of the consumers. So the third right is a right to seek redressal, and this right is also to be protected by the Consumer Protection Act. And the fourth one is the right of education. So consumer education is very essential. Every consumer has right to get to be educated about the goods and services. So these are all the various rights which are to be protected by the Consumer Protection Act. And the next objective is to establish consumer protection councils. As I told you that the Consumer Protection Act's primary aim is to protect the consumer interest. So it for that purpose it establishes protection councils. The objectives of Consumer Protection Act 1986 are sought to be promoted and protected by the consumer protection councils established at the central and state level. So at central level and state level, councils are established. Through the councils, the act tries to protect the consumer interest. And then establishment of quasi-judicial machinery for speedy redressal of consumer disputes. So for speedy redressal of consumer disputes, the law also aims at to establish a judicial machinery, quasi-judicial machinery. The Act also seeks to provide speedy and simple redressal to consumer disputes by setting a quasi-judicial machinery at a district level, state level and central level. These quasi-judicial bodies are supposed to give relief of a specific nature and also provide compensation to the consumers whenever appropriate. So these are all the objectives of the Consumer Protection Act, and better protection of the consumers, then protection of rights of consumers, and then establishment of consumer protection councils, and also quasi-judicial machinery for speedy redressal of consumer dispute. These are all the important objectives of the Consumer Protection Act. And let us see the consumer redressal forums or consumer redressal agencies. The consumer disputes are dealt through the various redressal agencies. The first one is the Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum, that is a district forum. So this forum is established in every district by the state government. So district forum or Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum is one of the Consumer Dispute Redressal Agency dealt under section 10 to 15 and each established at each district. And this district forum consists of district judge shall be its president and two other members. One of the member shall be woman, and these two members must acquaint the knowledge of, must be proficiency, having proficiency in accounting, in the matter of law, and also in the matter of banking, in the matter of finance, and various other subjects. And with those with that knowledge, they are able to solve the disputes of the consumers. And so one is president, and the president must be a district judge, and two members, and one member must be woman. and these district judges and other two members shall be appointed by the selection. One committee is there, selection committee, and that selection committee appoints the members and also a judge for the district forum. The above persons are appointment shall be made by the state government on the recommendations of the selection committee consisting of president of the state commission, that is as the chairman, and also secretary law department of the state as a member, and also secretary in charge of the department with consumer affairs in the state as a member, and every member of the district forum shall hold. So this is the selection committee, that is a president of the state commission is the chairman of the selection committee, and the secretary of law department of the state is also a member, and secretary in charge of department with consumer affairs in the state is a member, and with this selection committee appoints two members and one district judge as a constituents of the district forum, and every member of the district forum shall hold office for a term of 5 years and or up to the age of 65, whichever is earlier. He shall not be eligible for reappointment. It means that every member of the district forum can hold office for 5 years, or if they attain 65 years, whichever is earlier is to be taken into consideration, and the member shall not be eligible for reappointment. This is the condition, and their allowances and salaries or remuneration will be as per the state government guidelines or as per the state government rules. Let us see the ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಫೋರಮ್ಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಜಡ್ಜ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮೆಂಬರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಹಿಳೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಇವರನ್ನು ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಆ ಕಮಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಚೇರ್ಮನ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಲಾ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಅವರು ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ದೆನ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅಫೇರ್ಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿನ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿನೂ ಸಹಿತ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇವರು ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದವರು, ಅವರಿಗೆ 5 ವರ್ಷದ ತನಕ ಅವಕಾಶ ಅಧಿಕಾರಾವಧಿ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 65 ವರ್ಷ ಮುಗೀತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಮೊದಲು ಬರ್ತೈತೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆನಂತರ ಇವರು ಮತ್ತೆ ರೀಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು ಇದರ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿ, jurisdiction ಆಫ್ ದ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಫೋರಮ್, where the value of the goods or service and compensation, if any, claimed does not exceed 20 lakh. It means that if the value of the goods and services is less than 20 lakh, such cases will be dealt by the district forum. If the value of the goods and services or the compensation is more than 20 lakh, and then it will not comes under a district forum. So district forum, in the district forum only cases up to value up to rupees 20 lakh, less than 20 lakh, so should not exceed 20 lakh. And then this is however subject to other provisions of the act. A complaint shall be instituted in a district forum within the local limits of the whose jurisdiction. It means that the complainant must be belong to that district. That is the meaning. So this is about the district forum, that is consumer disputes redressal forum, called as the district forum. And then consumer disputes redressal commission, the state commission. So in every state there is a consumer disputes redressal commission, and each state commission consists of a judge of the high court as its president and 2 other members. One shall be a woman. However, every appointment shall be made by the state government on the recommendations of the selection committee, as I have already told you, that the selection committee consists of, in case of a state commission, the state commission selection committee consists of president of the state commission as a chairman, and also secretary of law department as a member, secretary of consumer affairs as a member. So these three persons will appoint the members for the state commission. Then every member of the district forum shall hold, not a district forum, that is a state commission. So it should idu district, instead of district we have to take it as a state commission, shall hold office for a term of 5 years or up to the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. And the jurisdiction of the state commission is where the value of the goods or service and the compensation rupees 20 lakh but does not exceeds 1 crore. From 20 lakh to 1 crore, if the value of compensation or the value of goods and services, then such case will be dealt by the state commission. And also another jurisdiction of the consumer disputes redressal commission, that is state commission, that it deals with the appeal against the order of any district forum within the state. So the district forum order, if anyone wants to appeal, he can appeal to the state commission. ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನದ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸರಕುಗಳ ಮತ್ತು ಸೇವೆಗಳ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಂಪೆನ್ಸೇಷನ್ನ ಮೌಲ್ಯ 20 ಲಕ್ಷ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಆದರೆ 1 ಕೋಟಿಗಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. 20 ಲಕ್ಷದಿಂದ ಇದ್ದು 1 ಕೋಟಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ಸು, ಅಂಥ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಡೀಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಫೋರಮ್ನವರು ಏನು ಆರ್ಡರನ್ನು ಆಜ್ಞೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊರಡಿಸಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡೋರಿದ್ರೆ, ಮೇಲ್ಮನವಿ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸೋರಿದ್ರೆ, ಆ ಮೇಲ್ಮನವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಸಹಿತ ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಮಂಡಳಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಹಿತ ಇವರು ಪರಿಗಣೆಗೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅಧಿಕಾರ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಹೊಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ದೆನ್ ಅನದರ್ commission is that is National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission. The National Commission, it is also called as National Commission. So it consists of Supreme Court judge appointed by the central government as its president, may be present or retired. Supreme Court judge may be appointed as a president of this National Commission, and 4 members. So in the case of district forum 2 members, in case of state forum state council 2 members, but in case of national commission there are 4 members. One shall be woman. However, every appointment shall be made by the central government on the recommendations of the selection committee. That selection committee consists of a judge of the Supreme Court, and also secretary of law department of the state, and also secretary in charge of the department with consumer affairs. Then the duration of appointment is 5 years or up to the age of 70 years, whichever is earlier, and he shall not be eligible for a reappointment. Same rules are applicable here. And the jurisdiction of the National Commission is where the value of the goods or services and the compensation, if any claimed, exceeds rupees 1 crore. If the value of the goods and services exceeds rupees 1 crore, such cases will be dealt by the National Commission. And also appeals against the orders of the State Commission. Appeal against the orders of the State Commission are also taken into consideration for dealing by the National Commission. So this is the jurisdiction of the National Commission. So in this way, these are the three-tier system for redressal of the consumer dispute. So through these redressal agencies, the Consumer Protection Act tries to protect the interest of the consumers or tries to resolve the disputes of the consumers. Let us see some important terms used in the Consumer Protection Act. Consumer. Consumer means one who purchases goods and services for a price. ಯಾರು ಬೆಲೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಗೂಡ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗ್ರಾಹಕ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್. An expression of dissatisfaction or making allegation over goods and services by the consumers to the seller is called as the complaint. Complaint is nothing but expression of dissatisfaction by the buyer or by the consumer over the goods and services. ಫಿರ್ಯಾದಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ದೂರು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ದೂರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಹಕನ ಅತೃಪ್ತಿ ಅಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ಅಂದರೆ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸರಕು ಮತ್ತು ಸೇವೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವನ ಅಸಮ್ಮತಿಯನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಅಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದಕ್ಕೆ ದೂರು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೇವೆ ಅಥವಾ ಫಿರ್ಯಾದಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ಹೂ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲಾಡ್ಜ್ ಎ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಯಾರು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್, ಈಗೇನು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಫೋರಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರು ದೂರನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಒನ್ ಆರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ಸ್, legal representative of the consumers associations, state or central government can lodge a complaint or can file a complaint for the redressal. And then consumer dispute, denying the allegations made by the consumers are called by the seller are called as the consumer disputes. So consumer disputes means sellers denying the allegations made by the consumers. Then unfair trade practice, the deceptive or fraudulent acts causing injury to a consumer are called as the unfair trade practices. ಅಯೋಗ್ಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿ ಆಚರಣೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್, ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸೆಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಿಂಗ್. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಅನ್ಫೇರ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್. ಅಯೋಗ್ಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿ ಆಚರಣೆಗಳಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬಹುಶಃ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್, ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಆರು ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಹೂ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲಾಡ್ಜ್ ಎ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಅನ್ಫೇರ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್, what do you mean by unfair trade practice ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. So these are all the short questions which are frequently asked in the various examinations. So in this from this video, so the most important things to be remembered is Consumer Protection Act, when it is introduced, and also what are the objectives of Consumer Protection Act, and also the redressal agencies, that is a district forum, state forum and national forum, their composition, and also their jurisdiction. These are the various important points to be remembered in this that is in relation to the Consumer Protection Act 1986. And one more thing I want to add here. Consumer Protection Act is a new Consumer Protection Act is introduced in the year 2019, that is called as the Consumer Protection Act 2019, and this is not for your syllabus. Your syllabus consists of only 86. For the knowledge sake, I am dealing this in a brief. So this 2019 Act is brought into force on 20th 7 2020. It is a regulatory authority called as the Central Consumer Protection Authority is established, and complaint at consumer place. So at a consumer place one can lodge the complaint. Earlier it was not there. So no fee up to 5 lakh rupees. So if you are claiming for compensation for 5 lakh rupees, then no fee is to be paid. and no lawyer is required. You need not appoint the lawyer for argument. So opportunity to claim sufficient compensation as relief due to the negligence of the manufacturer, and a group of aggrieved consumers can join hands and file a complaint to reduce the cost. So one customer, not only one customer, a group of customers can file a joint complaint to reduce the cost. Producers of spurious goods may be punished with imprisonment. Misleading advertisers may be punished with imprisonment, and celebrities may be barred from endorsing. E-commerce is now tightly regulated, must disclose the relevant information. Settlement of consumer disputes through mediation, that is natural, neutral intermediary outside the consumer court. So outside the consumer court, the cases can be, or disputes can be settled through the mediation. It was not earlier, it was not available. Then district forum jurisdiction is 1 crore, and state commission 10 crore, and then more than 10 crore national commission. Instead of 20 lakh, then 1 crore and more than 1 crore. Here 1 crore, 10 crore, and more than 10 crores are the limits for a district forum, state forum, and national forum. These are the highlights of the 2019. Just remember the 2019 Consumer Protection Act's important things. So it may not be involved or may not be recommended by your syllabus. Your syllabus is restricted only to the Consumer Protection Act 1986. So just have a glance over the highlights of the Consumer Protection Act 2019. So this is about the Consumer Protection Act 1986. Hope that this video will fulfill you, and if you want to some more things or any clarification, you can call me, you can ask me anytime at any number of questions. So with this, I thank one and all for watching, for subscribing, and for liking my video. Thank you one and all.